Hello, YouTube. This video is going to be to share experience or endeavor to find a good microphone to work with Teams calls. And I've looked a long time, so it's not going to be about going in depth on the products. You can go find that all over the place, depths and showing different things. I'm just going to give you my opinion. To short, if you don't want to sit through the opinions, in short, go try Fifine Ampligame Sc3 mixer. I purchased it in the Rode Podmic, and it's the best setup I've been able to find. And even if there's a better setup out there, I mean, I don't even think it's worth wasting your time on or for the money. If your goal is solely to find a setup and a microphone that you can use on a Teams call, probably Zoom as well. I don't know. I haven't tried it with Zoom, but with Teams, and your main motivation is just to be able to get on a microphone and not have to wear a headset and use like your computer speakers or speakers in your room, which is important to me. I've That's set up now. I'm able to get on a Teams call and I don't even have to hit mute. I could clap my hands, I could play music, I can do whatever, and somehow the only sound that goes through is my voice. And I don't know how it does it, and I'll get into more of that later in my experience, but that basically that's the gist of the video. You want to understand the reasoning why, that's what the rest of this video is going to be about. And I understand that we're all busy and not everybody wants to sit and listen to that. So if you're looking for a good setup that will help you with Teams and you can get on the call, you don't have to worry about feedback, you don't have to worry about typing on your keyboard. People can hear you. It's easy to put on mute where you don't have to use your mouse or have to find something on the microphone. Try the FiFine Ampligame Sc3. I'll post a link down to Amazon. You can try it for 30 days. If not, the great thing is you can return it if it doesn't meet your specs. The Rode Podmic is a good choice, and the reason I ended up getting the Ampligame is because it's an XLR. However, I'm of the opinion now you can probably use another mic. Fifine has some mics like the AM8. I'll post a link for it. I think it will work just as good and save you some money. You may even can try some cheaper mics. I really think it's the SC3 along with Teams. That's what's really doing the trick. Now, for my experience, for those of you that want to hear about the experience and maybe you've experienced the same, I've worked from home probably since probably 2008. So it hurts my ears when I have to wear them for a long time. And I I've purchased microphones. Like I really didn't know what to purchase. I've been purchased on USB and hooking them in. I've spent like up to $40 on one that just plugged into the computer and had the volume gains and everything on the mic and echo and all those things and probably a mute button, but it's just a pain because I wanted the mics to be able to sit away from me on a stand on my desk, and then my mouth's about 20 inches away from it. And I'm constantly having to lean over and get close to it or lean back, and then I get on calls and people can't hear me or they start getting echo and hearing their voice when they talk. And it's just gotten really, really frustrated. And I wanted to, so I started the venture again about 2 weeks ago, about December 12th. And I thought that I wanted to start doing some trainings because we're doing a lot with Azure AI, OpenAI, and I want to do we're learning a lot and we're doing a lot of great things. So I wanted to start doing some training videos and also probably start doing a podcast. I'm starting as well. So I'm going to not worry about money this time and just figure out what's out there and what's good. And I ran across the Rode Podmic. And in doing so, it I didn't see the USB version and I ran across the XLR version. And in Amazon, when you go to purchase, it gives you it mates up and says, gives you some links to what other people buy along with it. And that's how I discovered the Fifine. I've never heard of it, don't even know I figured it was just something cheap. They are cheap. I paid $39 for it. I think its retail is 49.99. And so obviously looking at its XLR, I don't have XLR inputs on my computer. So I just went ahead and added it all in with the cable and got the whole package. And I got it and hooked it up. All I did is hook the XLR and found like a pod stand. I ordered the Fifine AM8, I think it was. Podmic didn't come with a stand, but I ended up finding a little stand that just is the base and it's got a screw and it sits down in front of my monitors perfectly. Now you may notice right now that I've got a boom mic right here. I finally found an arm that I think I can live with. Is I've got four monitors and I can't reach over. I can't do anything on top of them, and I don't want something in my way all the time. So this one's kind of cool way, and so we're gonna go with that. And I'll get more into the setup I'm trying right now. So anyway, we set the mic up. It's about 20 inches away, like I like it. I didn't have to worry about it. It was there. We got on some Teams calls with my wife. I called her phone, and it was amazing. Clarity. I like it. I don't even think talking on the phone is any clearer than on my iPhone is any clearer than making a call through this microphone or the iPhone. And then we started testing noise. Like I would bang on the keyboards, like I was typing without mute. I would clap my hands. I would get up and shut the door, open the door, and somehow none of the sound came through other than my voice. And I could even play, like I could turn music on my computer, played it, and it wouldn't really go through. If I started to talk, you could hear it a little bit right when you started to talk, but somehow it filtered it out. Well, me being me and wanting to buy nice things, and I'm thinking falling into the trap of, oh, you get what you pay for, which is not really that the case anymore. I mean, there's a lot of overpriced stuff out there. So, and I had the Rode, and I thought the microphone was really what was doing, probably doing a lot of it. And so I wanted something I could do recording on. So I started doing some research, and I came upon the Rode Rodecaster Duo, the Pro and the Duo. The Pro, I don't really need four input inputs, but having being able to do Bluetooth in a call seemed kind of cool as well. So I settled on a Duo. I got the Duo, set it up. All I did is take and unplug mic, put it in a Duo, set it right beside the Fifine, and did the same. It was horrible. Like the sound was just it was echoey, cut in and out. It just was not good at all. And like I went through every setting, tried. I finally got on a phone call with a Rode, and what we came to is with the Rode and the Rodecaster Duo, they're designed for the mic to be about 3 inches from your mouth speaking. Well, I didn't know that, and the Fifine works fine at 20 inches. Even if I got up and got away from my desk, it somehow only knew my voice. Or not knew my voice, it would only pick up my voice when I was talking or a human voice. And it was just really frustrating, and, Rodecaster was kinda like I finally made a call through Bluetooth so they could experience it, and they understood how bad it was and how frustrating it was, and they were to the point of telling me to send it in, "There's something wrong." I mean, we went through all the advanced, we went through noise gate, we went through noise suppression, we made sure we turned off certain things, in the, outputs, but they kept saying, "Hey, we're made to run work 2 or 3 inches from your mouth." And I'm like, "Well, that doesn't really work for me right now, and I haven't really found an arm I like, and I really don't wanna have to move it every time I get a call because I could just get a call from somebody, and I don't wanna be fiddling around with a microphone or something." The Fifine was sitting there, it was out of sight, out I mean, not out of sight, but it was out of mind, easy to use. But just for testing, I grabbed the mic. I didn't have a mic stand like I just ordered. I didn't have a mic stand, so I picked the mic up and held it in my hands and right in my mouth. And then the support person was like, "Oh, okay. What did you do? That's now you're sounding really good. You're sounding, almost perfect." And basically I told them, and they're like, "Okay, well that's the issue. Like there's technology doesn't allow," and we got in this debate. I'm like, "It actually does. The Fifine actually allows you to do that." This is why I'm making the video because the Fifine AC3 with this setup allows you not have to have a boom mic, put it on a desk stand, put it away from you, and it works perfectly. So I know it's not the microphone, it had to be the ampli, it has to be the audio mixer. However, it bothers me because the Rode is nice, right? It's got so many features. It's got some recording. I can record music. I can do the Bluetooth calls on my if I want to do a podcast, and I you actually can do that on a Fifine. I ordered this little Apple dongle. It goes to iPhone port, Lightning port, or whatever it is, and it allows you to plug in a 3.5 millimeter jack, and then you can plug this into the line in on your plug that into the line in on the Fifine. Somehow it does a really good job. I don't think you're the conversation. I think you're still going through the phone, but my wife it sounded good, so you can do it that way. But I want to do Bluetooth, and like having the multiple inputs to have like some sound coming through one. I can adjust them, and you may probably can do that with the Fifine as well. Um, I think work will pay for the mixer, so I'm probably going to go ahead and just keep the Caster Duo, and thus I have the PS1 PSA Plus boom arm, and right now I think I can live with it. It's reaching over fairly good, and I think now that I have the mic up close to me, it does sound it sounds okay, pretty good. And like I said, I don't know if it sounds any better or any different than the Fifine, or the Fifine still probably is just a touch better. Not that saying that you can't go through the Duo and make it sound awesome. I'm sure you can, but for 39, like I kept telling Rode support, for 39.99 or 49.99, whatever it is now, it's hard to just buy. Like as consumers, we want something we can just set up and use. For them, like especially on Teams calls, if that's your job and your job is not to sit here and fiddle around with an audio mixer or whatever. Um, it just blows me away. I don't. I review some stuff, but I very seldom get impressed with anything and go on about it this much. But I wanted to share it because it is frustrating to get on phone call or on Teams calls with at work in our environments and constantly have problems. And the problems I said, and also just the mute button. Excuse me. It's just so nice to be able to go down and have a big mute button right here. Go hit the whichever one it is, and on and off. And like I said, even with the Fifine, you don't even have to really use the mute. I still use it just in case because you never know with technology. But um, that's it. I'm going to keep I'm going to keep both of them because the Fifine, I know, like if I ever have a problem or something's going on, I literally can just plug in the USB port and plug in my mic and bam, there we are. I don't have to worry about anything else. There's no adjustments. There's no tuning. Nothing. It's just a perfect conversation. Your voice comes through clearly, is good. I got compliments, even from my manager. I was telling them I was testing it, and they were like, "Wow, that's the clearest I've ever heard you sound on a call in 3 years." So it's definitely worth doing. I'm going to stop here because I think I've probably rambled on enough. But I'm going to post the links to Amazon, my associate accounts. Of course, I think there's probably a little something that I get if you go through there, but I'll post them there. They're easy to find. I definitely try the Fifine I'm sorry, the Fifine AM8, and also test it if you've got a microphone. that you've hooked directly to your computer and you're having some issues with, maybe just try get the mixer and try it first without doing anything else. And if so, try one of their five finds. I think they've got some cheaper, like $40, $50 microphones. I think they probably would do just as good. But if they don't, I know the Rode Podmic with that combination for me has been amazing. Hope that helps somebody enjoy. And if you have any other combinations down below that work that's a better value, please share them for me and others. Thank you.